attempt to make a video about scratch building overhead line equipment didn't go down too well. In fact, it's the video that's had the most dislikes. Phew. I don't like the dislikes. I dislike them because people don't say why they dislike. I don't mind dislikes as such, but if you explain why you dislike, that's fair enough, but they don't. Anyway, I've since discovered Blackwells of Hawkwell, who will sell you all manner of overhead line equipment detailing stuff. So I bought a kit entitled Transformer Mast Kit, and this was it. Well, I glued these three insulators onto that, and otherwise that's all I've got. So I've had to get some more bits myself. I have been scouring my magazines and books for pictures of overhead line equipment with a transformer mast. This is the best I can do. In this photograph, there's a transformer gantry, but I don't want that. I don't want to do a mast. So I'm kind of on my own with this design, really. So I have one of the standard Electrotren masts as a guide. Those are the ones I've been using on the layout. Bit of H-section brass cut to the correct length. So two of them, because I'm going to kind of do an H-section thing like this. There are going to be 5 of these cross pieces. Like so. That will fix to the top when those are together, kind of like that. This is the power feed, which we'll have to fix to there somehow. And then we've got to think about the registration arms and such like. So we have a load of H-section brass of various sizes, some brass wire, 40 thousandths, 20 thousandths, 0.7 millimeters, 0.8 millimeters. So a ton of stuff. Let's get going. Here I am with my low temperature solder and my yellow flux. Nice that we have this rectangular grid pattern on the mat that helps to line these up nice and straight. So get the pieces where you want them, and the golden rule of soldering, wherever you put the flux, that's where the solder will go. So just a little dab on each of these joints with the flux, and then quickly tap on with the soldering iron, and it's good. So I've already done that side. I'm now just going to little dab of solder on there. I've already put the flux on as well. In we go. It will only flow if it's warm enough, of course. getting nice and up to temperature. Might have to. How about that? This is the mast, as I say, the Electrotren mast, which you can't actually buy anymore. Shame. But I've copied a diagram here and sort of adapted it to make it look a bit more like the British standard masts which we see around. And I've soldered these, well, I've bent that one into that shape and soldered there, and I've bent them and soldered there. So that's part of it. Nextly, the registration arms, they're going to have to go like so, roughly. There. And then a bit of wire, very thin bit to go across there to hold it. What do you think? Coming along. The insulators give it a whole lot of what it's supposed to look like. Well, I've soldered it to this bit of flat brass which I had left over. That keeps it upright. I've finished the bit of soldering at the top. I had to glue that bracket on at the back. It's the wrong type of metal for soldering, I think, or something wrong with my soldering method. It didn't work anyway, so I've glued it. So it sits thus. I mean, the fact that the base is a bit hodgepodge doesn't matter, it's going to be covered with ballast. And this is what a wire looks like. So that's just going to clip on there, like so. And then here's the actual transformer. It's got to fit on there. And it'll look something like that. But it needs some grey primer now. So that's the next shop. Here we are, painted. And pretty much ready for installation. So let's install. Here we are installed. Just need some ballast at the base. And then we can run some trains to test. I would say this pantograph is the most difficult to accommodate. When things go wrong and the pantograph departs from the path of the overhead wires and it crashes into the gantry or the mast, it's usually that type of pantograph that's involved. So we'll run City of London past first of all.